Okay, today we're looking at all things calculating with index laws and no calculator today. I'll show you why. Okay, first things first, some practice questions. Pause the video here. You need to make sure you can do these before we do anything else. With the rounding questions, just a quick reminder, round it to one significant figure. If you don't know what that means, just focus on the first letter, hit the first number. I should say 9. So the 7 is above 5, so that's going to become 10 divided by 4, and so on. The next one will be 10 times 10, and so on. Try the last one yourself. If you don't know one significant figure, we'll look at that in a different lesson. But make sure you can do question 1 and 2. Okay? So pause it and have a go. Okay, your answers are here. So simplify. When we say simplify, we just need it to the power. So 5 to the 6, 8 to the 2. Even though we know that 8 squared is 64, leave it in that form. Here, 7 to the power of 3. When it says work out, now you give an answer. So 16, 49, 9, 100. And then if negative times a negative is positive. And here your answer's here. Okay, let's look at the lesson. Okay, question 1. Evaluate 2 times 3 to the 9 divided by 3 to the 7. Well, here, all we have to do is, well, we know that with our division law, it's going to be, if I just wrote to you 3 to the 9 divided by 3 to the 7, well, that equals 3, 9 take away 7, which equals 3 squared. So in this question here, 2 times that, let's just go over the top, it's just going to be 2 times 3 squared. And because it's evaluate, we want an answer, and that's going to be 2 times 9, and the answer is 18. And there you are. So next one here. 10 multiplied by 9 to the power 8 over 9 to the power 6. Well, that's just going to be 10 times 8 take away 6. 9, 8 take away 6, and that's going to equal 9 times 9 squared, which is 9 times 81. That's 810. There you are. No calculator needed. Quite simple. Last one, 4 squared times 5 to the 8, all divided by 5 to the 7. Well, that's just going to be 4 squared times 5, 8 minus 7, which is 16 times 5 to the 1. Power 1 is just 5. 16 times 5, and that gives us an answer of 80. Because I've done 16 times 10 is 116, halved it. There you are. Okay, copy that down for a model, and then can you have a go at these questions here? Okay, you can pause it, but I'm going to offer some help in 5 seconds. So pause it here, and then let me just give some help. Okay, the first one, 12 minus 9, you're just going to be left with 5 times 2 to the 3. And then you can, work it out. Work it out, give an answer. Same here, you're going to focus on the 4s. 4 take away 3 is 1. So 3 squared is 9 times 4. Here, add them up first. So 3 plus 5 is 5 to the 8. And go from there. Take away the 4. 15. Add these 7 and the 6s up. Take them away. And go from there. This one here, a lot going on. Don't really worry. Convert all to powers of 2. So that means this would be 2 to the power 4, that would be 2 to the power 5, 2 to the power 3, and then go from there. And you leave the 7, leave it alone. Obviously, you can't do it with 7, and see if you can work it out. Okay, I'll give some answers now. So here's the answers: 40 and 36, and the first one is going to be 2 times 5 to the 8 over 5 to the 4. That's just going to be 2 times 5 to the 4. 5 to the 4 is 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125, times 5 again, 625. 2 times 625 equals 1,250. And so here, 6 to the 15 times the 10 over 6 to the 13. We add them up. Now you take them away, so it's going to be 6 to the 15, take away 13 times 10. 6 squared times 10 equals 360. Okay, this one here, lots going on, but let's walk through it slowly. 2 to the 8 times 2 to the 4 times, well, 32 is 2 to the 5 times 7 all over. The 8 is 2 to the 3 times 2 to the 10. Let's break it down now. Add these up. 8 plus 4 plus 5. That's going to be 2 to the 17 times 7 all over 3 plus 10, 2 to the 13. So now 17 minus 13 is 4. 2 to the 4 times 7. That equals 2 times 2 times 2 is 16 times 7. Bit of long. So I know that 16, or how I would do it, 10 times 7 is 70. 6 times 7 is 42. Add them up, you're going to get 112 as your final answer. And there we are. So you can check, if you want, you can check it with a calculator, the whole equation, but that's the final answer there. Okay. Last but not least, I'm just going to show you the model for the first one. Anything in a bracket, a plus b squared equals a squared plus b squared. Okay. So the first one, it's going to become 3 squared times 4 squared all over 2 squared times 3. Well, the 3's cancel out. And look, you can rewrite this as well. What happens here? Just 2 squared. Interesting. It becomes a 4. 3 squared times 4 squared over 4 times 3. Now they cancel quite nicely. Let me just show you what this looks like. 3 times 3 times 4 times 4 over 4 times 3. Cancel out, cancel out, cancel out, cancel out. What we left with? We're left with 12. 3 times 4, 12. There you are. Here, same thing. Anything cubed, it's going to become 3 cubed times 4 cubed over 2 squared times 9. Again, I'm going to just show you the first start of it. 3 cubed times 4 cubed over 4 times 3 squared. Can you see how we're manipulating it to get nicer numbers? Solve that yourself. Here. Okay. Lots going on. I'll talk you through it. So pause it and have a think. And then let me see if I can help you out now. So 32 times 5 cubed. We're going to look at the 32 first, and we can see that that's going to become 2 to the power 5. So 2 to the power 5 times 5 cubed all over. Now we've got this. We're going to convert this to 5 squared times 4 squared. Okay. Now I want you to look at the 4 here. That's going to be our focus. And we're going to rewrite this as 2 to the 5 times 5 to the 3 all over 5 squared times, so 4 is the same as 2 squared. 2 squared, O squared. Now you should remember your index laws. 2 squared, O squared, we do 2 times 2 here. And that's going to be 2 to the 5 times 5 to the 3 all over 5 squared times 2 to the 4. Now we can see, look, 5 take away 4 is 1. So we're going to be left with 2 to the 1 times, same thing, 5 to the 3, take away the 2, 3 minus 2, it's going to be 5 to the 1 again. And that's your answer. 2 times 5 is 10. Last but not least, we'll look at this last one. Okay. I'm going to talk you through it nice and slowly. First thing I want to do, we've got a lot of 3's going on, and we've got a lot of 2's going on. So I want to convert this to 3 times 2, and that to 4 times 2. So we're going to be left with 3 times 2, that's our 6, times 2, times 4, times 2, all squared. Meaning, everything inside there becomes squared. So if I was to, I'll come back to that, divided by 4 cubed times 3. And that's going to equal now 3 squared times 2 squared times 2 squared times 4 squared times 2 squared all over 4 cubed times 3. Now, what can we cancel out? So, we have, well, firstly, let's tidy it up first. We can see 2 squared, 2 squared, 2 squared can become 2 to the 6. So we've got 2 to the 6 times 3 squared times 4 squared all over 3 times 4 cubed. Okay. So we can see that the 4 squared cancels out with the 4 cubed, and we're going to be left, and the 3 squared take away 1, 3 below. So we're going to be left with 2 to the power 6 times 3 all over 4. Now, this is where it gets quite nice. The 4 becomes 2 squared, 2 to the 6 times 3 over 2 squared, leaving us with 2 to the 6 minus 2 times 3, and that's going to be 2 to the 4 times 3, which equals, what we're left with, 2 to the 4 is 16 times 3, this is 48. There we are. I know there's a lot going on in the end, but hopefully even just me talking you through it has helped. But I will look at that with you one-on-one as well.